better being this close because then we can press the button.
Yeah.
Geez, I got my video voice on. No, Elizabeth. You tell me about your deep and meaningfuls.
Where to begin?
Somewhere deep and meaningful.
What have you been learning lately?
Geez, on my hands.
I knew you were going to go straight to a funny. You couldn't go serious in that one. You couldn't go deep nor meaningful.
What am I about? I don't know. I don't know. I just got a glimpse of the tooth. Well, I thought it was my beard, and I thought, I've got a black tooth again. Because I used to have a black tooth. See, the thing about it is when you're young and you've got a black tooth, it lowers your rank in society. But what's even worse is when that black tooth's rotten enough that it breaks in half. Then you're down the bottom. And what's even worse is when the dentist you go to, the government dentist that you go to, says, we'll fix those cavities up the back first and we'll book you in for that in 3 months.
I thought because I've seen some videos from you when you didn't have that tooth, and I thought that was like a prosthetic set of teeth at the top with a black tooth hiding, but it was just real. It was so ugly.
Real. Yeah, that was real. I spent 3 months like that. Everyone was like, I can't talk to you. Are you going to rob me or assault me?
It didn't help that the rest of you didn't really, like the rest of you matched that too.
Yeah, that's the problem. If my teeth go down, I go down with it. Not that my teeth are great now. If I ask someone, what do you think the colour of my teeth is, they'd probably say, brownish.
No one should ever ask someone else, what's the colour of my teeth? It's not like the colour of your eyes, that we've all got a vast variety of eye colours. It's like, teeth, they should be white.
Do I have blue teeth? No, it's sort of brownish.
I went to the dentist the other day.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we had to have the conversation, which is, she's pretending and I'm pretending. So she's pretending that I don't know that she knows, that I don't know that she knows, that I don't brush my teeth twice a day, let alone, like, I don't floss or brush my teeth twice a day. And so we're having this back and forth dance around it, like, so your routine? And I'm like, I brush in the morning. And I hope she interjects so I can get cut off, and then she just waits for me to continue my routine. And I'm like, and that's about it. And she's like, I think we better give her some free dental floss. And can you use your toothbrush twice a day? And like, she's talking to the dental assistant. She's like, I've got my mouth open, and she's like, D4, that's a watch. D5, that's a watch. I'm like, is that like okay? On the level of tooth decay, is a watch pretty good?
It's only a watch, guys. These two are only a watch.
I mean, she didn't say, like, I mean, what's their code word? Like, what if it's really, like, if you've got no tooth there? Like, because she rewarded me. She said, all quadrant 1, they're there. And I'm like, oh, good. Like, they're at least all there. Like, that's better than Bozo down the road.
That's funny, Mama.
I tend to think I'm a farmer's daughter, so I know that you can tell somebody how old they are like a sheep. Like, you just look at them. And I like to think that you think that I'm more attractive with grey hair, so maybe when my teeth get a bit worse, you'll be like, ooh.
Oh, I didn't get a word of that. Grey hair, my teeth get worse. I didn't. Tell me about that, Liz.
I'm just saying, you don't mind the grey hair look.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I was thinking maybe the decayed
Oh,
teeth.
the grey teeth look. But the thing is, you don't smoke, so I had 20. Oh, let's be serious. 35 years of. No, that's not true because I didn't smoke from year one. I'll say 15, even though it's probably earlier. 15 to 35.
20.
20 years. 20 years of smoking. This camera does wonders to my teeth. Like, it must be the white balance must be really pull that colour back out of it.
Steady
Oh,
up.
they're still yellow, but
Steady up.
compared to yours, they're a fucking mess. But, like, some pictures.
Yep.
Oh, Mama, we've come a long way.
We really have.
In a really long time. Maybe we could speed it up.
Yeah. Do you think it's true that only the good die young?
No, not at all.
Really?
No. It's rubbish.
Well, I think there's something in there though.
Well, as in, I could apply the logic of they fight for what they believe in and then they die because of it, or only the good die young because they're so affected by the nastiness of the world that it affects them so much that they go downhill with drugs and alcohol.
No, like...
Or it could be that they didn't have time to be boring and old, so they were like still young and fresh and good.
No, I don't think it's that either.
Well, tell me about it.
Well, what if you'd stop butting in?
I'm a big butter. Big butter over here.
Big butter brown. Butter, hey, butter, butter, oh.
Oh, big butter brown. Hey, butter, butter.
That's just what I said.
Oh, I said it louder.
You'll edit it so that you said it first and then I said it second. Oh, and then you'll go, oh, good one, Liz. With some subtitles that I didn't edit in.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna definitely lean this in my favour.
Definitely.
Yeah. Oh, no, but I think you've changed the subject on that one. I don't think you want to answer the question.
Nah. The good thing about keeping quiet is that people think you're real wise. Like, you keep quiet.
Oh yeah, my dad's lived off that his whole life. It's like, just shut up, Charlie. Let it go. Everyone's like, oh, what's he thinking? There's a lot going on there. And he's like, you fucking idiots.
You've really got into the yuccas lately, haven't you?
I love the yuccas. I don't like being close to them because they're so fucking spiky. But as a plant, I just enjoy how they just grow without help.
They're hardy.
Yeah, and they get tall so you can cover large areas of fence line.
What was really beautiful was this year, for the first time in 9 or something years, our yuccas flowered.
Yeah. Was this the first time?
I've never seen those yuccas flower. I didn't even know yuccas did flower.
I wonder if they'll flower next year, like they come of a certain age or they only do it every 7 years or 8 years or something.
I don't know.
Maybe they need to grow that size before they flower.
Mm.
They don't flower for long, and then you got this dead bit up the top going like this.
Mm.
Yeah. That's a dead bit joke about things going like this.
Mm. What's this?
A dead one of these. What's this?
An alive one of these?
What's this?
Oh, sorry, they can't see us.
What's this? A beetle. What's this? John Lennon. Because he's dead. Imagine all the people Living for today. Woo-hoo!
That wouldn't be a Brown video without a song in it.
Oh, yeah, I need to mix it up a bit.
I went to the hairdresser the other day. This isn't a joke.
Bom bom!
It's not supposed to be a joke. But
That timing was impeccable. Let's just leave it at that.
Okay.
No, go on.
No, because I looked over at you and it reminded me of this hairdresser thing that happened. I was at the hairdresser and the lady was cutting a gentleman's hair next to me, and she'd finished doing his hair, and then she goes, "Do you want me to just run over those eyebrows?" I mean, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't, because what's he supposed to say? No, I like him. I love him. Or is he supposed to say, "Yep"?
Yeah.
It was pretty.
It was probably hoping she'd say that, so he didn't have to speak up and say, "You want to clip these bad boys?"
I just wish that I don't have a problem with long eyebrows on men. I just think it's,
Don't you?
I really like.
I think that's why you like what's his name? Bloody. How can I? Before Abbott.
John
Howard, eyebrow king.
Imagine if a hairdresser said to John Howard, "Would you mind if I just run over to these bad boys?"
He'd lose his look, wouldn't he?
He'd lose his look. There'd be a whole meme about that. If there were memes back then.
Yeah, back in the day. I hate having long eyebrows. I try and get them with a clipper, but then there'll always be that one bit that shaves a bit too close, and there'll be a bit like it'll be like white skin underneath showing through. Yeah. And then I have 3 big ones out the middle.
Yeah. Which really only was 1, but 3 grew back because that's the rule.
Apparently. That's why I got a full beard. Because I plucked them all. Back in the day, I had one of those real skimpy beards. And this is not a true story. Now let's think about this. Do you say think or think?
What do you think?
You say it properly, at least around me. I don't know how you say it when I'm not around. How you tell me a little about where you found the magical tortoise. Sorry. I think I've had too much to drink. Oh, let's just be serious for a minute.
Do we need to... Are we going to do a continuous...
Yeah, I'll just edit it all later.
Okay.
I'll have a beer.
Okay. I've been getting into a Jordan Peterson a bit.
Go back a bit, because I had a beer and you cut too quick and I'm like...
Oh, okay.
So
I haven't done my Adam Sandler impersonation for a while.
Go on, do that.
It's really hard. What does he sound like again?
I don't know, you do it. I don't know.
Be the man. No, I can't do it. I'd have to watch a movie with Adam Sandler in it. I've been getting more into Jordan Peterson lately.
Have you?
You know those YouTube videos that have got those videos in the background with the voice, like with the writing over the top?
Oh, does it have what he says in writing?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've watched a lot of Jordan Peterson videos. I'm not impressed with him lately, but I learned a lot from him. Yeah. I don't know what his problem is. He's an ignorant. He certainly doesn't come across as someone who's representative of his own words.
Yeah.
Like, he wrote a thing the other day about how we all have to get along, or something about peacemaking and that sort of thing. Now he's just back at doing his own version of all these guys are full of shit and we're not, but I don't know. What's the good stuff, Mum? Tell me about the good Jordan Peterson stuff.
Um. This one comes to mind, but it's not helpful for me.
Mm.
But I was watching him talk about how men should suit up. Have you watched that one?
No, what does suit up mean?
Like literally put a suit on. Like men should wear good clothes.
Why is that?
He was just saying that. I don't know if this is true. How I'm interpreting what he said.
Yeah.
Because it's just through my lens. But I think he was saying men are just being grown-up versions of kids, and so they're just wearing like what you're wearing now.
Yeah.
But if you put a suit on, it differentiates you from being a child, and it shows that you've got more to offer. It gives you more of a step-up thing. And I don't really know what he was saying, but I remember thinking, I don't know. I wonder if this
there
is
might
true.
be some truth in that. But the problem I have with a suit is, do you put the suspenders over the jacket, or do you put them under the jacket? Because I'm not walking around in suit pants all day without a little suspension up top, you know what I mean? I can't wear belts. They have to have a small buckle, or they dig into me because of my gut.
Oh, I love Jacinda Ardern's address to, what's that university? Harvard.
Was it Harvard? Was it?
Yeah. It's so good. She's a very smart woman.
Yeah. I watched a bit of it. I'm not feeling energy. Sorry.
It's okay.
Give me kisses.
I can't believe she's so young though. She's only like late 30s, early 40s or something.
Yeah. Do you reckon she wrote her own speech?
I think she did.
Yeah?
Yeah. And it was brilliant.
I should have watched it all.
Yeah.
I watched a bit about what... Was she mainly talking on one topic about information and disinformation?
Yeah, she was. She wove a few things into it, but she was basically just saying that at the end of the story, like long story short, is be kind, be gracious to people in your conversations online, and try and treat things that you see online with a grain of salt.
Yeah, yeah.
And she referred to like the Christchurch massacre. She referred to this Palestinian Prime Minister who did the Harvard speech like 20 years before she did, and all these different things. And she's just a brilliant woman. She's the second woman apart from this. I think it was Palestinian. Maybe it wasn't Palestinian. No. Oh, anyway, it doesn't matter who it was. She's the second woman that's had a child while she's been in office.
Okay. Yeah.
And that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Also very hard on the family and
Hard on the child.
yeah, hard on the dad too.
Yeah. I suppose his dad's good. It makes a big difference.
He seems good.
Yeah.
How do you think Albanese will go without having a strong partner in love?
Well, obviously he wasn't in love with his last partner. Well, that was a strained relationship.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about her. I'm just saying, like, he doesn't have, like, it doesn't seem like they've only been together for a couple of years. How do you think that'll go, him as a leader with not a strong partner?
Why isn't she a strong partner?
Oh, I just assumed because they'd only been together for a couple of years that...
Yeah, you got to start somewhere. She might be a great woman.
Yeah, she might be. I think I saw a photo of her when...
That says she's not great.
There's
a meme. This woman's not great.
No, there was a photo of Albanese with this Asian woman, and she was taking the photo, and then his Albanese's partner was in the background going. I just found it so funny because I was like, they're being serious, and his partner obviously hasn't read the script that she has to stand there all tight-lipped.
Well, that's good for his image, I suppose.
Yeah. They've been saying that Albanese's son's a bit of a hunk, 21-year-old boy.
Mm-hmm.
Poor bugger. It's a lot to...
I have nothing to say about that. Oh, he's a hunk, is he?
Takes one to know one.
Oh, yeah. I was a real hunk when I was
21.
21.
Back 20 years ago. Sorry, 24
Longer.
years ago.
Yeah. No, I was a weed of a man. There wasn't much to me.
No.
Luckily, I've developed,
Blossomed
like a peach. It's going to take me 3 or 4 of these videos to me get used to this. We'll have to do one every week.
Yeah, we can do one every week.
I don't think they'll get edited every week.
That's alright.
You tell me about the first time you fell in love.
Yeah, I can tell you that. I was in kindergarten.
But I didn't know you when you were in...
I'd hope not, because when I was in kindergarten, you were in year 12, and that would be a bit suspicious.
No, but I thought the only love you've ever had was from me. So how does that work?
Nah, it's not true.
Go on.
I was in kindergarten. I don't remember his name, don't remember what he looks like. But I do remember that I was in love in kindergarten. And I think I've told you this story before.
Yeah.
That I sent a letter up to Santa in the wind. So I wrote a letter to Santa with my cousin.
You threw it into the wind?
I threw it into the wind saying for Christmas I wanted my love returned or something.
Yeah. With his name on it?
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't remember the exact wording.
Okay.
But I remember the sentiment. And I threw it into the wind. Anyway, I thought, Santa will get that. I'll get my love for Christmas. Anyway, a couple of days later, Dad comes into the lounge room and says, I think you dropped this. And hands me this crumpled piece of...
Is that all he said? Or...
Yeah, that's all he said. Of course, that's all he
And
said.
were you embarrassed?
Highly embarrassed.
What year were you in?
Kindergarten.
I don't even think I was toilet trained in kindergarten. And you're having relationship troubles. I fell in love with a few girls when I was young. Not that I knew what love was, but I had crushes on girls.
Yeah.
Yeah. There'd probably be 5 or 6 girls I could name. There's no.
When did you find out what love was?
When I decided to marry you.
For real life?
Well, before then, like, love was a different thing. It wasn't. It was like, love was, what's that word? And, lust and, like, attraction and all that sort of stuff. And, love, attraction, I've forgotten where I was up to.
Yeah, well, when did you find out what love was?
When I started practicing it in my life with you.
That's lovely.
Yeah. So, I might have been in love with girls before, but it was more of an infatuation with them. Not really about them. It's more about their image, but more women on a pedestal, not as human being sort of thing.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit like that. I was still nice and that, but I just didn't understand the mechanics of it.
Yeah.
And of course, for you, the love meant waiting for me, and then when I came along, showing that love to me, and now continuing to show that love. Did I wrap up what you would have said, but in my words?
Yeah, I love how you could paraphrase what I was saying before I said it. No, I don't think I knew what romantic love was till I...
Sorry, I didn't ask you questions. You're like, oh, what does love mean to you? And then I'm like going on
Next.
for 10 minutes, and then I'm just like, oh, what are we going to do now?
And then you cut me off when I start talking, but no
Yeah.
worries.
Ricky Brown show here. Ooh. This is the wife. I'm a terrible person.
Do you think when famous people die, like high-profile people die, that it makes people get a reality check, or do you think it's just sensationalism, entertainment?
Yeah, I haven't been too connected with most famous people that die, like compared to how, there's this sort of outcry of love or whatever. And I think, just the person I didn't know. But with Norm Macdonald, I felt a bit like maybe a reflection on how short life is and how all these actors now that are aging were young men when I was a teen, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. And, circle of life goes about, you think the circle's really big and it takes a long time to get around, but it took me 3.4 minutes to get around the whole thing when I run really fast. How are you, baby?
Yeah, pretty good.
As Mark Manson puts it in his book, which is just quoting another book about how, what was it called? What did they call it? I forget the word. Where it's about your death project is about, like we work on projects and it's about immortalising ourselves in our death.
Was that praised or was that saying that's stupid?
Yeah, it's saying it's stupid.
Yeah.
But the book sort of takes a turn, I think, a little bit, unless I read it wrong, where it sort of more looks like that. I don't know.
Are you talking about the blue one or the orange one?
The blue one.
Yeah, that was confusing. A book about hope.
Yeah, so it's saying it's a bad thing, but then it's sort of...
Hope is a bad thing.
Yeah, hope and the death project, but it's I don't know. I can't remember it now to sort of... Yeah, it's sort of don't have hope, but there's hope in this book or something. Yeah, I don't get it.
I think the whole way through you were saying don't rely on hope, and then at the end there was a bit of hope.
Yeah, there's a bit of hope. Big bit of hope.
So when I was little, my mum and I had a conversation and she said, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I said, I want to be an actress. I've told you this story.
Yeah, you're right. You know.
And she said to me, oh, you don't want to be an actress because you have to kiss people you don't want to kiss.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, okay, righto. So I grew up a little bit and I said, oh, I want to be a interviewer like Oprah. And she said, oh, no, you don't want to be that because you don't know enough to know how to interview people because you need to know stuff to be able to ask people questions. I said, oh, fair enough. And then I grew up a bit and this isn't a joke. This sounds like it's a joke, but it's not a joke.
Where's the punchline? Bam!
The punchline is now I'm a social worker. But no. And I grew up a bit nice. I said, oh, I want to be a fashion designer. And she said, no, you can't sew. So that's going to be a big, hard part of being a fashion designer.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I was just thinking about that the other day because I wonder if I could have been an actress. No, I wonder if it was really helpful being told you can't do something.
Or whether it held you back.
Or whether it held me back. I have this friend who is brilliant.
Yeah.
But she had this idea to do something. Yeah. And all of her friends were like, oh, yeah, that's a great idea. And whether they thought it was or not, I'm not sure. But then another friend that was a different friend said, oh, that's not going to work. And she's like, oh, okay. So she stopped living down that dream. Yeah. And she said that was really helpful because she's like, oh, well, it was just a bit of realisticness. Yeah. A bit of reality. So, that was really helpful for her. But I wonder if, whether
your mum did you a favour or whether she was just putting limits on you.
Yeah.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows? It's when I learned about positive psychology for these lectures on the internet by a guy. They were Harvard lectures in a course called Positive Psychology or something by Ben Shahar or Shahir or something. And he talked about in those lectures, because at the time I had this idea that humans were limitless, like we could just, if you put your mind to something, we could do anything. Like, just, and he explored that idea about whether humans have human limitations or whether it's just like, you know, some of that sort of that, what's it called, that mysticism sort of thing where we're capable of so much more, but we've just got to unlock it, sort of thing. And his sort of argument that was better to be be human and realise your limitations than sort of like be delusional and think, oh, if I just concentrate hard enough, I can move this pen with my hand, with my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But even something a bit closer to home, like, or less further afield, you've got, like, most of this generation thinking that they'll make something viral.
Yeah. But, can I go on?
Yeah.
Facebook used to be that you could share stuff and it'd go viral because whoever you shared it with, the people they were friends with would see it.
Yeah.
But they limited that by making it so only a small percentage, or 10% or 15% or 20% of your friends saw anything that you shared. 20% of your friends max maybe, and then you had to boost it with cash for it to go anywhere. You know what I mean? So things still go viral, but it's not as easy. I know there's other ways of going viral, but yeah. But yeah, I've been caught in the trap in the past of wanting to go viral. Now I'm a bit more sensible, and I don't think that anything that I'm gonna do is there's the sense and then there's nonsense, like the idea of being discovered after you're dead or something. I suppose there's a little bit of that there for me. If I did do my death project and it was worthwhile. Oh, now I'm talking nonsense, aren't I? But yeah, like yeah, it's harder to go viral these days, but people can manufacture it. But it's also helpful that if you're already a large thing, to put something out there and then it gets shared. It's hard to be a small thing and then have something like but stuff still does, like someone makes a meme and it gets passed around and things still go viral.
Yeah. Can we talk about the thing that we're not supposed to talk about?
My book?
No.
What are babies?
No.
What are we?
Just stop. Stop.
Oh, we're having a baby.
No, we're not.
We're not having a baby.
Cut that out because that's ridiculous. We can't talk about that, can we?
Not in the first episode. We can't talk about that. That's like an expose. That's like a special Black Label edition.
Oh, okay. Well, that's all right. Well, hold on to that thought.
Yeah. That's like, I wanted a minimum of 5 viewers on that.
We haven't read
Or do you want to, if you want to talk about it.
No, it's all right. We haven't read a good book in a long time, though.
No, we haven't. I've just been skimming books, just getting little bits out of them and then moving on.
Yeah.
And like just downloading them, but yeah, not since we read those couple of books that I've really read a full book.
I think the books that have clever titles do themselves out of a job, because like there's some books that the titles are so good that you just think, oh, I get what you're picking. I'm picking up what you're putting down, and then you don't need to read the book.
Tell me more, Liz. I don't.
Well, like there's like a Christian book called Having a Mary Heart in a Martha World. Now you don't really need to read the book to be able to gauge what that's about.
Mary Heart in a Martha's World. I've got no idea what you're talking about.
Or like I don't know. There's other ones, but like I can't think right now. But I've read some book titles and gone, when I try to explain what's in the book, I just keep going back to the title of the book, and I don't get too far other than that.
Sorry, I'm low energy.
You're right. I've got my Emotionally Healthy Spirituality book back in hard copy.
Hard copy? Hard cover? Or just hard copy?
Hard copy, not hardcover.
Mm-hmm. Where was that?
Safes.
Oh yeah. Did she read it?
Yeah, we read it together, but then she lent it to someone else, so then she gave it off someone, so then I put it back with her.
Oh, well, it's good it came back.
Yeah.
Unlike the book my first book that I made, and it got sent out and never came back, so I had to buy another copy. I don't know. I think we'll if this is okay with you, we'll make a religious episode at some stage, but not right now.
No, I'm not saying that we have to talk about that now, but thank you.
Yeah. I'm just not 100% comfortable with.
That's okay. It's just hard for me to compartmentalise.
Yeah, I know. That's why I don't want to hurt you, but it's hard for me to... I don't, like, I automatically flinch, like, oh, that's a religious thing. That's going to turn people off.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm sorry about that.
It's okay.
I'm going to put this bit in the video.
Okay.
I think it shows more deep and meaningful than any of it, doesn't it?
Yeah, probably. Very meta.
Very meta, yeah. This is probably the talk we should be having.
It is probably the talk we should be having.
I think I should stop this and play it again because...
This is the real deal.
No, because if it gets too long, get out of sync. My hands...
I think I haven't learnt much this year.
I think I've been more doing than learning. What have you been doing?
Walking.
I think you haven't learnt much because you've actually had a good year. Like, you haven't got that thorn in your side that wants to make you overcome that thorn in your side. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we're both been mainly having a good time, I think. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
I think you've been 100% last... Like, I can't remember the full year, but it seems to be like a good year. Did you start off slow or...?
The end of last year was hard, and then by the time I got to this new year, I just started and kept going.
Yeah.
There's been a couple of dips, but not too bad.
Yeah. I've just gone through a little dip recently, and I remember last year when I released my books, coming out of that, when I say released my books, I printed a couple of copies of my books, and then coming out of that, I thought, was that all worth it? And it sort of had me, because it took me a year and a half to do all that.
Yeah.
And then I was sort of thinking, oh, why did I don't know, it's just one of those post-project depression things. So I read, and I went through a little bit of a stage of that. And then I've been good and up until recently where I had a bit of a dip, and I don't know if I'm coming out of it or I'm still in the dip. I can't tell. But I have had a good week. It's been a lazy week. Like, when I say lazy, I mean I've gotten work done, but it's lying down with the computer on my belly.
Yep.
But you're lucky because your world is sort of in the real world with people.
Yep.
So you're dealing with people, and I'm more dealing with like creating stuff and building stuff online. But I hope with the project that I'm working on now that I'll have to interface with people more and bring me out of the shadows a bit and into the community.
I love how you talk about hanging out with people as interfacing with people.
Interface, log dial. I have accepted your parameters. And so, did you watch that news this morning about the videos that they've made, or?
Yeah, it was in the background while I was doing something.
Yeah, it was in the background for me too.
Yeah.
I was sort of focusing on something else, but they must have made some videos that sort of talked about consent and make sure you have consent. And then it was framed in a way that wasn't so awkward as it was when they did it before about, what was that called?
Milkshake.
The milkshake thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't as abstract or...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think people will take it seriously though? Or do you think it'll be like...
Yeah, I think for the most part. I don't think there's talk like when I was young, like there was jokes like, do you want to go halves in a rape charge? I know, that sounds terrible, but they were jokes because they were terrible.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't even say that now because it'd be like, man, you're rapey. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think the culture's changed. Like, you used to be able to get away with that because the people who would never go that way would take it as a joke.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think it's just good boundaries, like, to let you know, like I think men would be more conscious that it is an issue. Like, you don't just weasel your way in.
Yeah.
There's got to be there's rules around it.
Yeah. So I found it interesting because that was the first thing. Today's the 1st of June, and they brought in the rule today.
Yeah.
And I heard nothing about it till today. Did you hear anything about it in the lead up to today about this rule about consent until today?
No.
Yeah. Whereas today, also on the 1st of June, they're banning plastic bags.
Yeah.
And I've been thinking about that for a couple of months. What am I going to do when I buy Chinese and there's no plastic bag? The juices are going to come out into something else, into my car. And then, like, we've got all this warning, but then they just spring this on us. Like, it's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, it needs to be done. It needed to be done 1,000 years ago. But I did a course with this friend that I was talking about before, and she delivered a course that I was a part of.
Yeah.
And we were each instructed when it was our turn to talk to just, we were only allowed to talk. Nobody else it was all online because it was around COVID times. But no one else was allowed to interject or agree or butt in any form, even if it was in an encouraging way. And you didn't have to, but if you were talking, no one else was allowed to come in until you decided it was over. But you were given a time limit of, say, 5 minutes. But you were given that grace to be able to say as much as you wanted. And it was so freeing because you didn't have to be so, like, your pacing could be natural rather than, like, be worried or try and slip in before somebody else might get to the punchline or whatever. It was just really freeing. It was beautiful.
I feel convicted.
No, it's not.
I feel convicted.
It's not to be about you. I'm
No,
just saying.
no. But that's what I do. I would have jumped in 5 times there. I mean, you're talking about not jumping in.
And it reminds me of.
I think we're gonna have to have beer on camera.
No. It reminds me of also, I've got this other friend who asks my opinion and stuff, but if she doesn't ask it, I probably won't say it. But she's conscious, she's aware that that's happening, so she consciously asks me what my opinion is so that I say it, because I usually have something to say, but I don't say it unless it's offered.
Yeah. So, do you think that I don't ask for your opinion enough?
No. No, I don't know how to answer that. No, yes. No, I do. Yes. No, I do.
Okay.
Think that you, I don't know.
Oh, this is very confronting.
Is it?
Yes. But it's a good thing. I feel like I've had a facelift and my eyebrows are up really high. I feel like I'm like my eyebrows should be lower, like that.
Smile.
Is that normal?
Smile. Put your arms up. Okay, you haven't had a stroke.
No, I'm just saying my eyebrows are really high. It's like I'm alarmed.
Your eyebrows have always been like that, honey.
Looks like I've seriously had 3 facelifts and this is the result of it all.
I think not.
You reckon I'd look a lot better with 3 facelifts?
Oh dear.
What have you changed your mind about lately?
Oh, I haven't changed my mind about it, but I'm starting to think about food.
Are you talking at the moment you need food or?
I've started to thinking about whether I want to think about changing my diet.
Yeah. It's hard because we're both as bad as one another. So it's like we both, it takes, we both need to change our act, but we'll both easily bring each other down.
Yeah. See, the problem is it's like all emotional eating for me, I've worked out a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to work it out, but I don't really want to go there. Is that I have this view of what the perfect day is supposed to look like, and when I don't achieve it, I have to eat a block of chocolate to cope with that. So pretty much every day is a block of chocolate. Or I need it, kind of feel like I need it. But when I have a really good interaction, or when I'm going really well, I don't feel like I need that block of chocolate.
Yeah, yeah.
And so it's all to do with that sort of thing. Like, I don't need the taste, I'm not craving that taste. I'm craving that comfort that comes through the chemicals from that.
What I took from that is I understood that, and when I put it onto me is what I would think, and that's like achieving something in projects or whatever, like getting some work done. But you said if I had a really good interaction, does that mean you're externalizing, like,
My
is
interface?
Yeah, you've got a big interface and you're externalizing it. No,
like the external locus of control thing. Is that what you're talking about?
No. I'm talking about that. Maybe it's because you're more social than what I am.
Yeah.
So, but it sounds like you need a good interaction to make your day feel worthwhile.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I need a good I need to get something done to make my day feel worthwhile.
Yeah.
Which maps over what a woman wants, as in they're more about relationships.
Yeah.
And men more about things.
Maybe.
That's the Jordan Peterson mindset of how it works. And but I just didn't know whether you're basing your day on a need for someone else, which is just as bad as my need to be productive or make something with myself to feel good about how my day has gone.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're trying to achieve a project, I'm trying to achieve a good conversation or something.
A good relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah, or maybe it's feedback, maybe you need feedback too. Maybe they make you feel good about yourself.
Yeah.
Make you feel loved.
Yeah. Mm.
You're definitely no higher than level 34 with that attitude. But you're pretty enough to be on level 56, you know what I'm saying? So you got some work to do. But at the same time, like with my looks, like I should be on level 45, but I'm on level 46. But then at the same time, I'm putting this much work. Shouldn't I be on level 48? You know what I mean?
Maybe if you didn't put in those 3 facelifts, where could have you been?
It was the facelifts. Yeah. The first one was fine. The second one was fine. The third one, eyebrows like this. Eyebrows like this.
So do you think that, like, this isn't trying to be too deep, but I wonder if there's something there. You know how, like, we've all got COVID to talk about? It kind of unites us. Like, it's like the weather. It's the new weather. It's like
divides us, doesn't it?
Oh, but I think it unites us in terms of, like, we don't have much to talk about in life.
Oh, right.
But we've got the weather and COVID now.
Oh, okay. Yep.
And so I know there is an us versus them mentality or a them versus us mentality.
Yeah, and I never know which side you're on. No.
The opposite of you, generally. But I think it's, like, we've got nothing to talk about if this COVID goes away. What would we get back talking about? Just the weather.
Whatever comes up.
It's a good crutch as well.
Do you have trouble with small talk, do you?
No. I just don't
so
like it.
So you like it?
No, I don't have trouble with it. I just don't like it. I could small talk all day, but I don't enjoy it.
Yeah. See, as you get old, like, I used to hate small talk when I was younger.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't talk about the weather. I didn't know whether to put a jumper on when I went outside. I'd just be freezing half the time, you know what I mean? Yeah. Or overcooked. I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
And I've forgotten what we were talking about, and that's the main thing.
We're talking about when you were a younger boy and you didn't like small talk.
Oh yeah, small talk. And so I got older, and now I'm an expert at it.
But do you enjoy it?
Yeah, I love it.
So you could have a whole conversation with someone just small talk.
Yeah, and then you can have a big chit chat, and it's not about. It's not about the words.
Yeah.
It's about connecting.
Yeah.
And it's about, all good.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's rather nice.
Mm-hmm.
While back in the day I was flustered by it, but now it's like, I'm not going to get too deep into your bullshit, and you're not going to get too deep into mine, but we can have a nice chit chat and know we're on the level.
I think it's in Sweden where they don't have small talk.
Don't they?
Yeah, I think it's somewhere like that. They don't have small talk. They just are real conversations, or they don't talk at all.
Yeah, like they just. Is that where, like, you're down the street and, like, there'll be, you know how we have the trouble of you either actively avoid someone or you say hello.
Yep.
Well, the culture there is like, you walk past, if you're not in the mood, you keep walking.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be lovely. As long as you know that because of the culture that person's not offended by that.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. I think that'd be lovely. Oh, I'd spend half my life actively avoiding people that I don't want to talk to.
Mm.
And that's why you only see me half the time. That's a fib. I love spending time with you, you little chicken burger. Come here. Oh, a little bit too lovey-dovey.
Cut that out.
People on the screen are like, I don't know what she sees. Maybe the breasts. Maybe the supple breasts.
I thought that if you could afford facelifts, that there was something else behind in that wallet, but
That's it. I spend all my money on this. Look,
yeah,
got nothing left.
yeah.
Are we done or you want more?
One last.
Okay. I think we'll scrap the first 30 minutes.
Scrap it. This is it.
This is the real deal. We found it. This might be a big ticket to the show this year. We might get free tickets because someone thought they need free tickets.
3 or 3? I'm getting confused.
You said free! You bug ass. Sing a song. I want you to sing a song
Ricky,
for me.
no, because this is the thing. It's hypocritical because I've worked out now that you've never sung properly until about 2 weeks ago when I made you sing properly. Every other time it's all la di di da whoa. But I asked you to sing properly, like a proper singing, and you were so embarrassed, and that's what it is like for everyone else. So when you ask me to sing, it's embarrassing.
No, you just go da 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 da.
It's easy to sing a kid's song because that's the audience, but no, even then that's too hard without a kid here.
Drop your freshest rap. Go Lizzy! Go Liz! Liz Tommy!
I'll get you a tissue.
You bug ass. Thought you were about to step up on the mic for a second.
We're not there yet. I want to wait till about 5 viewers for that.
Oh, you bug ass.
Yeah.
Are we done now? Done.
Yeah.